Hey everybody, voiceover cat here, and I think we are having some kind of false spring because we had a 70-degree day. Before that, this is what it looked like. I mean, it only lasted probably for about a few days, but it was beautiful, and I really hope we get some more snow sometime soon. Anyway, I hope you guys have been having a wonderful winter. I've been reading some books. The previous night or a few nights ago, I was reading this book. I finished it. It's called A Quart of Mist and Fury. Very good book. I'm going to continue on with the series, but I'm going to read other books in between before I get back into that series. What I have been reading next is this book called Wilde's Encyclopedia of Faeries. Very cute book, very cozy. There's some romance in it, and I believe there is a sequel coming soon, or actually I think it's out. Might get into it, I don't know. But hey, you guys remember that project that I've been working on? The closet near the doorway? So I got the wallpaper up, and then this is what I decided to do. Take the trim off. I'm going to do an archway. And do I know how to do that? Absolutely not, but now the trim's off and I have no other choice than to get it done. Well, I gotta make it happen. So I got this cool nail kit off of Amazon for about $30, and it's for gel nail polish. Your nails will be dry in literally like 60 seconds. It's so cool. And I got it because nail polish usually lasts like a few days on my fingernails. And if this lasts for over a week, I'm really going to be impressed. And it came with like 60 different colors. My first try, they don't look that good, but you know, they look good enough.
Like you would finally prove that you were willing to accept your duty as a Tabasaur.
During that fall spring that we were having, the nice weather made me want to get outside and do some yard work, and I really needed to do it. So I picked off a section right in the backyard. As you can see, I went to clear all the weeds and just make it look nice because I want to plant some flowers over here. So what I did was, I don't think I added any compost or anything to it. Oh look, there's a hollyhock from last year that didn't flower, so I'm hoping this year it'll flower for me. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Something to do with planting flowers here. I don't know. This clip had audio to it. I just don't know what happened. It was really slow motion. So here I am voicing over. Oh yeah, so I was going to plant some poppies. Not in this section, but you see where my dog is walking? I'm gonna plant them over there, and I think my camera actually picked up what I was saying, so I'm probably gonna voiceover cat's probably gonna disappear here in a second. So I know I have 6 different varieties of poppies, but these are the 3 that I was gonna scatter over in that thing. And if they don't survive or if they don't sprout, then you know what, I'll just plant something else over there. But I think it's cold enough for cold stratification. We'll see. Alright, I don't think there is a point of me actually putting this on a tripod and showing you guys me throwing the seeds out into the ground, but this is the area that I'm going to do it. So I plan to mix the Hungarian blue and the peony double blend here in the back, from this rose, what is that, shrub sticks, around there all the way to the other one, and probably a little bit of the middle to this mum that I think has survived, because I see some green down in there. Can I zoom in? Yeah, there's some green down in there. I'm not sure when I'm supposed to prune it, but I do know that I need to prune the rose bushes, and we'll just worry about that task later. So yeah, those 2 are going to be blended. I'm going to scatter those there, and then in the front I'm just going to do this Shirley double mixed colors like along the front area right here. But I'm not going to record that because I don't think you guys need to watch me throw seeds onto the ground. So I'll be back. Is setting, and oh, I just kicked my dog. Oh my gosh, he's sorry, baby. The sun's setting, and I think it's really bright. I can't really see the screen. But I sowed all the poppy seeds. Tomorrow I think I'm going to sow some onions, and I have some grow bags that could use some garlic to be grown in them because I have leftover garlic from a few months ago. And I might do some flowers, but it's 45 degrees now and the sun's setting and it's going to get colder. So I'm done for outdoor activities for now. Here in a little bit I'm about to start dinner, which is going to be broccoli cheddar soup, and I'll see you in the kitchen. Alright, on medium heat we're starting off with a stick of butter, even though I think maybe you can get away with using just half a stick of butter. I'm not really sure because you do have to add flour in it later on, and I don't know if the measurements need to be equal with the flour and butter portion. I don't know. So we've got some chopped up onions. You're going to let the butter and the onions cook together. After about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 minutes, you're going to add some garlic, a good heaping spoonful of garlic, and then your seasonings, so your salt, your pepper. The recipe called for cayenne pepper, but I didn't have any cayenne pepper and I used paprika instead. But I really think that cayenne pepper would be really good in this recipe. And it didn't call for this, but I did put a dash of nutmeg in it. I saw a lot of comments saying that nutmeg, like a little bit of nutmeg, is like a seasoning that they put in the Panera bread recipe for their broccoli cheddar soup. I'm not really sure. I couldn't really taste the nutmeg at all, so I don't know if it makes a difference in how it tastes. I don't know. So after you start smelling all those seasonings and the wonderfulness of that butter, you're going to add carrots. Not really quite sure what the measurements is for that, but I did have half a bag of the matchstick carrots left, so I just threw that in there. Probably about maybe a cup and a half of carrots. Who knows? So you're going to cook that up for about 5 minutes to soften up those carrots. Next step is to add 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. And you're going to cook the raw flavor out of the flour, so you're going to want to cook it for about maybe 2 minutes. Alright, so after you cook your flour mixture for about a minute, 2 minutes, you're going to add chicken broth. I'm not really sure how much chicken broth this is, but the recipe called for 4 cups of it. And I just used like a really large box of chicken broth. You're going to get that to a simmer and then chop up some broccoli, at least a pound of broccoli, to add to the soup. once it starts getting all bubbly and nice, you're going to add, the recipe called for a quart of half and half. I did not put the whole quart of half and half in it. I did at least a little over half of the carton. Heavy cream also works, but I would not put like your whole container. I would at least put maybe a cup and a half and see what your consistency is at that point. Then you're going to let this come up to a simmer, kind of a simmer, and then add in your sharp cheddar cheese. I use a block of sharp cheddar cheese and I shred it myself. You can use like the pre-shredded cheese, but it doesn't melt as good as the block cheddar cheese. Honestly, I feel like I should have added more cheese. I use one whole block. I don't know how many cups that is, but maybe a block and a half might make it a little bit better. And this soup was pretty good. Paired it up with some bread, and that was dinner for the night. Good afternoon, guys. It is a little cold, but the other day I got a Amazon delivery. It is a temporary greenhouse that I'm going to set up on the wall here. And I found some of these old, I think these are called T-posts, U-posts, some kind of post from our previous like temporary fencing. So I'm going to use that to, it's hard to bend over and talk. I'm going to use that to stabilize this greenhouse because I used to have one before and it sucked. But I don't have an actual greenhouse yet, so this will be good temporarily. Let's get started in building. So I can't find the level, but it's definitely like slanted. So I'm going to use these pavers and just probably try to eyeball this to be straight. Or I could just follow the brick. That might be a little bit straight. I don't know. I think I'm just going to rake the back mulch down, like move it forward and put the pavers down. And that might work. And then I have to put on those posts off to the side. Alright, so I put these pavers down and got them as close to straight as I can. It's kind of like, if you look at the brick wall, you can kind of see it's like lined up correctly, but I mean, that's as good as it's gonna get. If I stand back here, it looks pretty straight. I don't think it really matters. I just don't want, like if I were to put water in a tray, I just don't want it to go like more on one side than the other. I mean, it'll be pretty even at this point. Here are some finishing touches. This is just cardboard wrapped in duct tape because this top part up here is like pointy and I didn't want it to tear the cover, so I just wrapped that up. And then there's like prongs, so my husband had the idea to use electrical tape. Why is that focusing? I guess it doesn't really need to focus. Used electrical tape and just wrapped the prongs up so they don't stab the cover. But now I just gotta put the cover on. It is finally finished and it is freezing outside, but it is complete. The cover is really thin, but it'll do. I think it would be actually super cool to use as like indoor plants if you're doing if you have houseplants that need higher humidity. You could stick that in the house because it's not super large. It's a good size. Oh, I just realized that I need to tie, there's little ties in there I need to put to the cover, but yeah, not bad for $29.99. Get to start some seeds in there. But I'm going inside. It's too cold. Let me in. Well, that just about wraps everything up for the week. Was it a week? I don't even know. I know it was a few days. But I will see you guys in the next vlog where I sow some seeds. And I need to refresh my grow bags because I still have yet to put garlic in them. And I need to do that immediately. I'm a little behind, but you know, I'll get there eventually. It's all good. Goodbye.